Bank tellers of Reddit, what is your plan if someone sends bees through the tube? I was a teller forever ago, but I just wouldn't have opened the goddamn canister. Not all beekeepers do this, but I actually remove feral bees from people's houses and rehive them in my apiary. I have a lot of bees. If I didn't respect them as much as I do, I could totally spare a few dozen workers to send up a bank teller tube. The queen could replace them in a few hours. So yeah, this scenario is actually technically plausible. Not sure why I'd do it, though. Pushes back bees out the tube. Wrong currency, mate, not a bank teller. Home Depot used to have a tube system. One day the garden center caught a yellow jacket in the tube. Everyone was freaking out, and sending the tube back and forth, until a brave soul, head cashier, managed to cram a bag with a roll of dimes into the tube while the yellow jacket was stunned on the bottom. It was just enough to remove the threat and save the day. Okay, first of all I want to know how someone got bees into the tube in the first place. I feel like this question raises many other questions. I'm not a bank teller, but I would grab the lollipops we have out to give away to kids, and use them to win the bees over. I would tell them there are plenty more lollipops if they come back and bring friends. I would then hide my new army of bees in an ATM and wait for you to return. Open a business account. It would allow me shot knock the bees. I'd expect the robber would be so thoroughly amused by the Nicolas Cage reference that he would shake my hand, have a good laugh and hand himself into the police. If they weren't in a pod, it'd be pretty impressive if they got from one entrance to another in a vacuum tube system without being smooshed by a tube. I'd probably be more impressed than annoyed. If they were in a pod, the whole buzzing and seeing things move around in the pod would be a signal not to open it. Not worked in a bank, but did work in a supermarket with a vacuum tube system from the tills to the accounting room. I'm honestly more worried about why someone would have bees in their car to begin with, really. We're suspiciously specific. Make them watch the bee movie. Take it outside and release them. The canister doesn't automatically open, so bees would stay contained until someone opens it. I'd also flag that person's account profile and report it to our security division, but I work for a small community bank, so I don't know if that's possible if you work somewhere like Wells Fargo. Start playing Honey Honey on full blast. I hate the song personally, but it'd be a hilarious joke. I honestly don't understand anything in this thread. What the duck kind of banks do y'all have? Tubes? Canisters? Cars? Can't tell if this is in the 19th or the 22nd century. Beads? Mind your own beeswax. What is this tube you speak of? Is it specific to American banks? Never heard of this in Canada. Probably get Reddit gold on retails from your bank? This was a discussion on rebanking the other week. https://reddit.com rebanking comments 0gn33 bankers. What is the protocol for when someone it won't bring back your goddamn money? You simply don't open the reception chamber. Most have a window so you can see a capsule in the pneumatic tube system. If somehow bees got inside of the pneumatic tube system without being in a capsule, it's likely they would get crushed by the pneumatic system. Normally a capsule is sent flying at 25 feet per second. Just on the pressure of air alone. 18 mph wind. On the Beaufort wind scale, this is moderate to fresh breeze. Totally fine in terms of air, but bees can handle up to 20 mph of activity. That means they will cling to something like walls. Which means if a capsule is sent and the bees don't move from the tube wall, they will be crushed, guts everywhere. Send out a quarter for every 5 bees. You'd have to be careful, But you'd have to wing it to make sure they don't break into the vault and unleash the whole lot in there. Once the bees have been in a tube for any length of time, they'll be angry and will exhibit erratic behavior. Alert the cops in case this is part of a sting operation. Ensure you're aware of the undercover officer so you can buzz heave in. This is so ducking random and specific. I love it. This dude is planning to rob a bank using bees. I like it. Ask the customer if they want to deposit them into checking or savings. What's your plan if someone sends bees through the tube? Plan B, of course. I used to be a bank teller. Spoiler alert. We can send the bees back to you and then shut the tube system off. Counter with attack wasps. Duh. I'm just going to eat them tbh. Here's what a friend said: as a former bank teller, I can say those tubes seal really well. I would send them back out and tell the customer they forgot their bees. Could somebody explain what does this question even mean? Tube bee or not tube bees, that is the question. My answer is pretty lame. At the bank I work at, the doors to the tubes are manually opened and closed. So if I saw bees I just wouldn't open it. Something similar has happened before. Last summer the exterminator had to come because wasps built a nest in the top corner of the drive-through overhang. Wasps were flying all around and only one flew into the tube. We just opened the door and killed it. I'll start at that I'm not bank teller, but my cousin's friend's grandma's neighbor's dad's dog's raccoon ate a bag of old crisps from trash can. What tube? Is that an America thing? Send back the rabid ferret I keep in a drawer for just such emergencies. Add my own bees. There is no way any situation wouldn't be improved with the inclusion of yet more bees. Used to work at a bank, happened all the time. Step 1, buzz the manager over for assistance. Easy. Offer each bee a free toaster if they open a new account. Great. 2 days from now on the news, 5:15 p.m. and all new. Tonight at 6 we'll tell you what police are saying about this man who swarmed this bank behind me. 6:55 p.m. Yes, Erica, I'm standing here at the local bank where authorities are searching for more clues about a potential act of terror. Earlier today, this bank had to be shut down after police and local authorities say that the man pictured here, 32-year-old Jafari Abdullah, released about 4 bees into a money transport device, and sent it away. We interviewed local eyewitnesses who had this to say: "It was terrible. Eyewitness at bank. At first I was like, wow. Is that a bee? But then I saw more and more and was like, what kind of man could do this? It's just awful, just awful." Bank employee: now police are doing their best to find the beekeeper, but for now the bank has been shut down until local bee experts can remedy the situation. Authorities warn that this could be just another string of non-violent, but deadly crimes, as part of a local trend. You'll recall just last month the incidents where teens were putting garden snakes in the post office mailboxes, and the month prior to that, the incident with the creamed corn in the Old Navy stores. Reporting on this stingy and potentially sticky situation, I'm Vanessa Bales, for Channel 12 News. As a bank teller teetering on the edge of quitting my job, I think I would attempt to hurl the canister into my boss's office like a smoke grenade. Get them to fill out a cash withdrawal form. OpSex as a bank teller. Don't you mean when? Today's AskReddit, tomorrow's news. Step 1. Convince bees to go in canister. Step 2. Put label on canister, say confidential, bank manager's eyes only. Step 3. Wait outside manager's door for screams. Step 4. Burst in and save the day because Hess allergic. Step 5. Get promotion. Eat. My mom used to be a banker. The weirdest thing she's ever received through the tube was a half-eaten hot dog accompanied by a love letter, but no bees. If there ever were bees, I don't know if she had a plan in place. I don't know if anyone did. Very few people expect the bees. I feel like this is a future news story that starts with Florida man